I'm not saying that some of them, don't have COVID. Like there are people that come in and they really do need help, not to the extent of event, but they need help. But these other people, like this person who wasn't COVID multiple times, and a lot of them are on either Medicaid or Medicare. They're poor. They're from, a lower class. And we're at a public hospital. They need the funding. So they take them, and they tell them pretty much that if they don't get on event, then they're probably not going to survive. But the reality is, if they get on that event, the likelihood of them walking out the hospital is slim to none.
And can I ask you, what PEEP are they on, and is that being mandated or specified what the pressure is on the vent?
Here's the thing with this. So you don't have actual doctors that know critical care, ICU doctors on these floors. There's a dentist, and there are residents with these. So residents are essentially students, and they have no idea what they're doing. Like today I had to police a resident because he wrote an order for me to run Versed, which is a medicine that you have to be very careful with because it can kill someone at like quadruple the speed of what you should be running it at the dose. And had I not known that, then I would have easily killed the patient, and it would have been okay under their COVID standards. So everything is kind of a wash. Nobody's held accountable for anything, and these people that are at events are essentially being these residents are like practicing their skills on them. So they're practicing central lines, they're practicing like invasive procedures that are really unnecessary.
What is the percentage of Black, Latino, white? What's the racial composition?
Hispanic and Black for the majority.
And what's the age range?
Asian.
And Asian. And what's the age range?
20-year-olds all the way up to 70, 80-year-olds. Very few 80-year-olds, but the majority of people, I would say, are in their 40s or 50s.
Wow. And what percentage of the people that are in there would you say actually have tested positive for COVID?
Half. Probably half.
But everyone is being treated as though...
The entire hospital is COVID. So half the hospital is not COVID, but they're on COVID floors.
So let me just ask you about nosocomial infection. So you're saying they're putting non-COVID or COVID rule out with definite COVID patients?
Yes.
So I was only wondering, because I was looking at all the patient rooms, and this patient is in with a non-COVID. I don't understand why they're doing that.
I know. There's 4 patients in a row here
Yeah.
non-COVID. And this is supposed to be the COVID place.
Yeah.
Because 7th floor, they've shut it down.
That's
and
what
cleaned it,
I'm confused.
And then they're going to have non-COVIDs there.
Yeah.
This is going to be the only COVID, so they shouldn't put any non-COVIDs here.
Well, that's what they've been doing.
They're banking on the fact that they'll get it because they're already immunocompromised. So and they'll put them in the same room. So there's double rooms. So you have a COVID with a non-COVID. They don't even care. We have enough rooms where they can be separated now because it's not as busy as it was, 4 weeks ago. But they don't care. They're just putting them together. I have that right now happening.
And the guy over in...
26. I had 2 26
Yeah.
that were 2 negatives.
And they end up positive. The guy over in 29, I had him upstairs because I was on CCU before it.
Yeah.
And he came in with a stroke.
I know, that's what 26-1 was, a stroke.
And
Nothing
no
to do with
COVID.
Nothing to
And
do
now he's got COVID and he's on a vent.
Well, because we gave it to him here.
I don't know how this ended up being COVID Central.
I know, but she literally came in with a broom, and then she left 5 minutes later. My patient had died of COVID, and she didn't mop the floor. She was cleaning, getting prepared for my next patient, and she didn't mop the floor. I was like, that's
a standard.
I didn't think I had to tell her that.
Right. People don't know how to properly wear their PPE. Let's go back to Ebola. When Ebola was here, people took that very seriously. You have a nurse in the room in all the head to toe PPE. This is Ebola. This is I'm going to compare it. And you have another nurse that's outside the room handing supplies. You know, the clean nurse and the dirty nurse, right? Going, and when they're taking their outfit off, one nurse is unzipping the back so she can take it out, walking out. They're not doing that here. We're wearing like our scrubs, and then we have maybe like a net top. Our pants are exposed. They're wearing booties over their shoes, but the booties are going room to room to room, and then people will wear them through the hospital.
So there's massive spread just
Yeah.
through the improper use of the PPE.
I mean, it's a no-brainer. Everyone, it looks good. It looks good. Looks like you're super safe, but in reality, it's ridiculous. So you'll go room to room. You'll maybe take that top off, put a new top on, but the rest of you is still exposed.
But I mean, why are they doing this? You know?
I know. Suspected, and then there's like principal hospital. Does that mean like a nosocomial? Is that what that means?
Like, we have in the United States, and we've had it for a while, a rapid test. It's 45 minutes. Do you have COVID? Don't you? They're not doing the rapid test here.
They're not.
No.
Okay.
I-
At Elmhurst, you've never seen them.
Nope, they don't do it. It's too expensive. They do 5 day. It's like 5 to 7 day turnaround. In the meantime, they admit them onto COVID units. So non-COVIDs, the rule outs are going to COVID units and waiting for the results. Even though we have a rapid result, which is 45 minutes, and they're not doing it. No, not one.
But would you say it's too expensive? I mean, isn't this all getting charged to the fund anyway? I mean, why not do it? Why not? I mean, are you saying that?
I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense to me. I asked that doctor about it.
How come you guys don't do the rapid test here?
Because city place, I mean, it exists. It's just they don't have access to it. There's only limited supply, so if you have deep pockets, you get it first.
Oh, so money.
Most times it's money about everything, yes.
That's sad.
It's the reality.
I compare this hospital to a third world country. I've been in a third world country hospital in Iraq. The Iraq hospital is better than this one, and that says a lot. I've been there. I've been in both hospitals, and this is in the United States, and this hospital is treating low income, mostly people, and it almost makes me feel like they think these people are disposable, and they're not. They're people. You know, people are not disposable. You know, especially the ones that are struggling day in and day out, the hard workers. You know, like trying to reach that American dream, and they're not given a chance because they're brought to this place where nobody cares.
And is there an understood financial incentive to diagnose COVID?
Yeah, of course. So in the hospital that I'm in right now, it's all COVID at this point. Every single floor is COVID, and they made it that way, obviously, for a reason, in my opinion. But a person cannot come to the floor unless they have a COVID diagnosis.
Is the reason, did they not want to cross-contaminate? Would that be the legitimate reason why you would create an all-COVID floor?
Here's why I will say no to that, is because they're admitting people for, quote, COVID rule out. So this guy was probably admitted COVID rule out, tested him. They saw that it came back negative. They probably already did something where they needed to now call him COVID, in the hopes that if they're putting him on a COVID floor and there's nurses going room to room to room, he will get it, and then they'll be backed when he does pass that he did have COVID.
Yeah, I mean, that's quite a charge. I mean, what makes you think they really want them to get COVID? Because
Money. money. I think it's at least $29,000 per patient, and then you have to think you are also charging supplies and more supplies and more supplies. That's just like a bonus money.
But but the residents aren't getting that, right? I mean, why?
Oh, that's the thing. And I actually I've went at it with a lot of residents already, and they're order followers. So there was a resident, and I have this on tape. I taped it because it was just so disgusting to me. A 37-year-old, which is my age, was not a DNR. He was a full code. His family in depth discussed with the doctors that they want us to do everything they can to save him. He came in talking. He was very terrified. He was just like, totally alert, knew what was going on, and they convinced him to be on a vent. Now he's dead. But the doctor said when I got into shift that if he codes that we are not to resuscitate or try to save him. And we flipped.
This is important. I just asked them if we can put a DNR order, and they said no. That's up to the attending.
Okay, so we're gonna code him.
That's what I said, and they said no, we're not. I said yes, we are. We're obligated to. So then I
You
said,
gotta say something though, like it's our license. Unfortunately, you guys gotta put in an order, just something.
that's what I said.
Yeah.
I said I'm obligated.
Yeah.
What did she
So
say?
then she's like, the higher up said. I said, I don't care what they said.
What higher up? God? We don't have a God here making
I
decisions.
said I don't care what they said.
So we're supposed to. He's not DNR, but we're treating it as DNR.
Basically.
Does his family know?
His family knows the situation. I think they called them and they told them. They were trying to do a school attending consent for DNR.
Okay.
All day he spent like in the 80s saturating. It was this one on the forehead didn't work. It was this one worked, and that came back. When I changed it, I was like, oh shoot, it's 90.
Yeah.
So they started playing around with the
Oh
fence
shoot,
there.
it's
'Cause
90.
he's still on pressure.
He changed the pulse ox
You put him on AC, he
from
drops.
his head to his finger, and he's like, oh, it's 90.
I had to put a sign up last week. Don't touch my.
He's
Don't
fine.
touch it. Nothing.
So
Yeah.
So what was that?
So that was, we were just getting on shift because we're starting the night shift at 7. And that was the nurse from the day shift saying pretty much we shouldn't code him if he's going to code. And then I turned my glasses on.
Why are we being told not to code him, essentially? That's what he said. I mean, because I'm going to tell you right now, if he bottoms out, I'm jumping on his chest. Period. Point blank. It's going to happen.
Okay.
Because until that status is changed in the computer, that's what I'm obligated to do under my nursing license.
Right. I mean,
Because you guys aren't going to back me up and protect me.
well, Elmhurst does have a policy given, like a COVID policy, given
Right.
the scarcity of
Right. It
dialysis
can
and
be.
blood.
It can be a chem code. It can be whatever.
That it's not. There's not a. It's a difference. Normally, the standard is whatever the family
Right.
says. Like we just do. So
Right.
if they would say code him for 5 years, like we just do that
Right.
until they die. It's a little bit different now because of the new policy in place with
Right.
Dr. put in place, which is that you don't need full family like you can just tell someone that it's medically futile and that we're not
Right.
willing to just pour blood and resources into something that would be impossible to get back.
Right.
But he's 37. I mean, it's brutal.
well,
So
they
they
tried.
said, well, our higher ups have agreed and our attendings agree that this is futile care at this point. He is not going to make it. I said, he doesn't have an epi drip going. He doesn't have anything to sustain going. And I said, and who decided this? And I said, can you put a comfort care order in then? No, we can't do that. Can you put a DNR order in? No, we can't do that. I said, so what's our plan?
Do we have
Well,
to modify?
she goes, well, he's dying. And I'm like, I understand that, but there needs to be an order indicating that either I'm doing compressions or I'm not doing compressions.
Well, I can say that we can all be in agreement that we will do it. I will definitely.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to jump on him.
Yeah.
So will I. I'll go right with you. I don't care. That's what we're here for. I'm not playing like these
until
stupid
they
games.
change his status that he is a DNR, and they can do it through physician consent if they've talked to the family.
Yeah.
But until they change it, and I see it, he's a full code to me.
We know when someone we're close. We'll pull the code card up and be ready. you know, we're ready. I had the epi ready. That's one of the first things we do. And she wouldn't let me give it. So this was that woman. And the entire time, and this was over his body, his alive body. And we're arguing, and she's laughing. She was smirking. And how this man died was the nurses arguing with the doctors over him as he was dying. And she's smirking the entire time. It was probably one of the worst experiences in my entire life. But all I can think about is that at least he knows that we were fighting for him when he died. You know. But this was my conversation after what happened, and the guy I told you about earlier that had pulled his tube out, he was up at that point. Like, he was on the same floor. He had pulled his, he was the one that they wanted to sedate. So at that point, he was